The wind was too still. That was the first sign. Somewhere along the Nueces River, the prairie had gone quiet. No birds, no breeze, not even the usual buzz of summer insects. Just silence, thick and waiting. Nancy Slover stood in the doorway of her cabin, squinting against the hard Texas sun. Her youngest clung to her leg. 2 more children played in the dry grass, their bare feet kicking up dust as they chased each other in circles. Her eldest, a girl of 12, was inside tending the hearth. Somewhere out beyond the mesquite, her husband William was hunting for deer. It was a normal day. Quiet. Ordinary. Until it wasn't. The first rider came so fast she didn't have time to scream. Painted face, bow drawn, eyes like stone. Then the others followed. 6, no more than that, burst from the brush line on horseback, yelling war cries that tore through the stillness like thunder. The Comanche didn't hesitate. They rode straight for the cabin. Nancy shoved her youngest child inside and screamed for the others to run, but the riders were already on them. The Slover homestead sat low in the land, no neighbors for miles. The closest settlement was San Antonio, days away. And in 1850, that part of Texas was more wild than civilized. The border between safety and savagery was thin and shifting every day. Nancy grabbed a rifle but never got off a shot. An arrow struck her through the shoulder. She collapsed to the ground just as the door burst open behind her. The children screamed. Hooves crushed the vegetable garden. Then, quiet again. The storm passed as fast as it came. When William Slover returned that evening, the sun was just beginning to set. He crested the ridge with a pair of deer slung over his saddle and saw the smoke before he smelled it. His horse shied under him. The cabin, half burned, the yard, torn apart. He dropped the deer and ran. Nancy lay in the dirt, her eyes still open, her dress soaked dark red. One child was beside her, still, unmoving. Another, half buried under scorched beams. He called out for the others. No answer. He ran room to room, searching, screaming. The silence said everything. The Comanche had taken them. He buried his wife that night under the tree near the creek, wrapped the 2 children in old quilts and laid them beside her. The ground was hard, the shovel unsteady in his shaking hands. He worked until dawn, and then he went after them. He had no formal training, no plan, just a rifle, a knife, and a fury that burned brighter than the prairie sun. Over the next days, he followed the trail, hoofprints in soft mud, broken twigs, scraps of cloth. He slept in trees, ate raw meat, let his beard grow wild. Somewhere along the way, others joined him, ranchers, scouts, a few Texas Rangers. They'd heard the story, the Slover Massacre, they called it. 7 children taken, 2 murdered, 1 woman dead, 1 man still chasing. On the 5th day, they found signs, ashes from a fire, and the small shoe of a child, half buried near a stream. He knelt beside it, holding the worn leather in his calloused hand. It belonged to his daughter Ruth. They were close. On the 7th day, they caught up. The standoff happened near the Devil's River. No words were exchanged, just bullets and arrows and the clash of steel and bone. 2 of the children were found alive in the aftermath, tied, dehydrated, shivering. 1 was barely able to speak. The other just cried. But not all came back. One of William's daughters, Mary, was never found. Her name faded from records. Some said she had been traded deeper into Comancheria. Others claimed she died that night, her body hidden, her memory erased. William never believed that. He searched for her until the end of his days. He rebuilt the homestead with what little was left, replanted the garden, rehung the door, raised the surviving children in the shadow of loss. Every year, on the anniversary, he rode out to that tree near the creek and sat in silence, rifle at his side, waiting, in case she ever returned. or in case someone else came to take what little he had left. There are no statues for the Slover family, no plaques, just a field, some broken stones, and the whisper of a story carried on wind that still goes quiet when it passes that old stretch of river. Thank you for listening to Deserted Trails. Subscribe for more forgotten stories from the old frontier.